Today, we want to talk about 5 top secrets that you can use to avoid losing your job, quitting a job, or not being a part of a job that you don't like. These are 5 secrets that we want to reveal that you can use about learning an organization's culture. I'm Dr. C.
And I'm Dr. J.
Let's go. So let's talk about it. We're talking about 5 top secrets that you can use to understand how an organization works for you or does not work for you.
But the question is, why is that important to you, right?
Why is it important? It's very important because we don't want to enter into any type of situation at a job or anything else, a business that you may own, where the company doesn't work in your best interest. Meaning that if you go into an organization, you didn't know enough about it, you didn't learn enough about the organization and how they operate, that it forces you to want to quit, or it forces you into situations where your boss wants to fire you.
So if you've been in, some people have, hopefully not many, been in an organization that just doesn't fit their values. There's a lot of toxic energy in the organization. You know, the work and the stress is really high because they want you to work very hard, very long, unrealistic expectations, and then you begin to have depression, anxiety, right?
Right.
You begin to get frustrated, get triggered more, right? Get emotional at work, getting frustrated with the bosses. All these things begin to happen. Mm-hmm. And what it does is, number one, it makes it where you bring that energy home, but more importantly, you get into that toxic environment at work, and it causes you to take, steps back in your career, if you will,
right? Because
you get into an environment that is not supportive in you, in your growth. And if you ever find yourself in an environment like that, look for the exit signs.
Quickly,
yes. Grab your life preserver and jump, and jump to another opportunity, because many people thrive in organizations, not because of all this talent and skill, it's because they're in a situation where they feel supported.
Yeah,
and when you're in a situation where you feel supported, nurtured, valued, mm-hmm. you're going to give a different effort, a different focus, and you're not going to work with a different stress, right? Mm-hmm. Because you have that level of support. And if you find that organization is not doing that, again, jump.
Yeah, so this conversation is a lot surrounded around organizational culture. So what does that mean? Organizational culture means that you walk into a place and you are able to grab a cup of coffee every day, you're able to talk to your friend at the cooler, or you have weekly team meetings at the local bakery. I mean, corporate culture can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
Employee appreciation events.
Yeah, all of those wonderful things.
Internal promotions.
And also, it could be bad. It could go left.
Yeah.
I mean, organizational culture could be, we work till 12 midnight every day, or we do weekends once a month where we all come into the office and we have to do a certain amount of activities during that month to get some particular project.
We have to respond to emails at 10, 11 o'clock at night.
That's
and
a company culture.
Get phone calls all throughout the night and weekends and all that stuff.
Right.
That creates a culture that this is how we do it, and that comes from the leadership on down. And
yes, it does.
When that's happening, you have to see if that environment is built for you.
Very important leadership conversation. But for this conversation, we're going to talk to you about how you can take those things that you identify as organizational culture and really find ways, if it works in your benefit or it works against you.
Well, we're going to reveal 5 secrets that you can do before you join the organization so that you can understand this culture.
Right.
And that's what's critical to what we're going to do. And so let's talk about our top 5.
Okay, our top 5, we're going to start with number 1. Before you ever join any organization, research the company culture. How can you do that? 1, you can visit the organization's website and focus on the mission statement, blog, or careers section. What does that mean to you, John?
No, I think you need to just do your research, right? And so whether that's Facebook, whether that's LinkedIn, whether that's social media, whether that's blog, see what the heck they're posting, see what they're talking about, see what their values are, see what their priorities are. That's critical. If the priorities is about making money, if the priorities is about employees putting in more effort, I think Elon Musk said, he wants his employees working, right? And so a lot of people end up leaving. If it's that, you got to understand, is that the company or culture that you want to be about? And if it is, then great. If you start seeing signs where where it's all about the CEO, the executive team. They're not highlighting the employees. They're not showcasing some of the things that they're doing around showing their employees love. That's sign number one that you just need to consider, right? That may be a bad sign. It could be just bad social media management and marketing, but that's one of the signs that you just need to be mindful of.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I agree with you. Do your research. And one of the ways that you could do research is looking at their social media pages. Also, if you take a little closer look at their corporate mission statement, anything that they reveal online, on their websites, any news articles that you can pull in the local news or regional news, these are things that you can take as tools to say, oh, this is what I am looking for or not looking for in this particular company.
Yeah, so that's number one. What's number two?
Seek employee feedback.
So if you know someone that works in that organization, pick up a phone call.
Right.
All of them and say, hey, how's it like working here, X, Y, and Z? What are some of your feelings? What's the culture like? What are the people like? What are the opportunities once you get in like? Ask those questions. If you're getting positive things, great. If you start getting negatives, call somebody else. You can even reach out to people on LinkedIn if you don't know and just do some fillers. You can look at reviews. Right now, there's a lot of people now doing employee reviews online, and so you can go to those reviews and you will hear employees, this is a great place to work, or you may hear, it's not so great place to work. So you want to do that, and you want to get honest feedback,
you would like honest feedback, unfiltered feedback. I think nowadays so much information is available online. It's amazing, but also you have to scrutinize that information and make sure that you're looking at the right bucket of information, because some of it is filled with unreliable facts.
No, but if your CEO's indicted for sexual harassment,
that's just facts.
That's a sign, right? If you got a manager and supervisor that's indicted for fraud, waste, and abuse, that's a sign. So those are signs that you want to say, I don't know. And I need to do more fact checking. It may not be anything behind it. But if your bosses that you're going to be coming work for is under investigation, I can tell you it's going to be a stressful time once you join in on that team.
Well, let me just add a couple of more facts that you can look at when you seek employee feedback. You can look at what employees are doing as well. If one organization has a group of employees that typically invest their time or volunteer into the community, and you compare it to another organization that doesn't typically do that, that's another sign that you can look at to say that this organization has a good company culture and they support good things in the community. So maybe this is something that I should look into.
Now, I know an organization that every month they take a day off and they're able to go out and volunteer. It's a great thing. And you can volunteer at your kid's school and read books. You can go to the library. You can
Very big indicator.
Yeah, environmental. So those are some indicators or something positive. These are all the things that you should be looking for.
Right.
So that's number two. Seek employee feedback. What's another one?
Number three, inquire about company culture during the interview.
Those are those questions at the end of the interview?
Oh, okay.
When they say, do you have any questions for us?
Right. That's the time to kick in.
So you ask questions, why do you enjoy working for X, Y, and Z company?
Right.
That's a question, right?
It is, absolutely.
And see what they say, right?
Right. That's a good point.
How do you describe the company culture? It's another question that you just want to assess, right?
Yeah, if the interview can't come up with an explanation of why they work for that organization or give you a good explanation of why they chose to work for that organization, I would use a caution sign. I would use that as a red flag and say, they couldn't come up with a good explanation, so
what's going on behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
You ask, why is this company unique? What makes it unique and a place to stand out for us to work?
Right.
Describe the work environment. Those are some great questions that you can ask.
And something we already brought up, do your employees participate in activities outside of work, like volunteering in the community or do a lot of
listen intently, right? Don't worry about the opportunity. Don't worry about the potential salary boost or career boost because I'm going to get a higher classification. I'm going to be supervising or managing or being an executive. Sometimes you got to push it out the way, right? And you have to look at yourself. What are the answers to that question? And if they give you bad indicators, you have to answer yourself, I may be going into a bad situation and I'm okay with that, and I'm going to go handle it and do what I need to do, or I may need to think about, is this opportunity for me?
I think you have to take into account who's interviewing you, because oftentimes you'll find that recruiters and hiring managers are recruiting on behalf of their manager or the hiring manager. So maybe the person that's interviewing you is not well equipped enough to speak on the position or speak on behalf of the organization. They should be, because that's their job. But also keep in mind, they may not be the whole representation of the organization itself.
Not perfect. What's your next one?
Number 4, notice treatment during the interview
Oh
process.
my! So this is it, right? And this is okay. Now there's a lot of virtual interviews, so in person, virtual. So if you're virtual, if they show up late, if they get on the interview and they're ill prepared, they don't have the questions, they don't not organized, they don't have responses. Red lights.
Red flag.
Also, if you're in person and you show up and the receptionist is rude, right?
Oh, that's
right. The people don't say hello.
But mind you,
People don't look happy, right?
that might be a good indicator, but also you have to take into consideration, not just on your interview day, but these people may be having a bad day. So it may not be a very big indicator of the organization.
One person can have a bad day.
Right.
When everybody looks frustrated at work, it's usually not everybody's having the same bad day.
Right.
And if it is, it's because something's happening at work that's causing everybody to have a bad day.
And you should take note. Okay.
And at least take note, right?
Yes.
So what's the next one?
Okay, number 5, pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So, arrive earlier for an interview.
Yes.
So typically, 15, 20 minutes before the interview.
Yeah.
And while you're sitting in a chair, let us know what you see. Look at people's faces. Are people walking slow with smiles?
Observation is key.
Yeah. Are they rushing and everyone looks like they're, rushing for something?
Right.
Because what you see is probably what you're going to get when you join the interview, right?
Right.
Those are things you want to be
Absolutely. When you're observing and you're sitting back and you're paying attention to the environment, look to see other indicators like, is the office in disarray? Do they have people in attendance? Is like the office empty and there's supposed to be a whole full-time staff there of 10 to 30 people?
Well, in the virtual world, that may be okay now, but
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, because a lot of people are working in hybrid atmospheres, but pre-COVID and before all the virtuals, those are something that you want to look at, a lot of absenteeism. But, during the time where, everything is virtual, it's very hard to assess because...
What are some tips that you would recommend for in our virtual environment then?
It's just, are they showing up on time? Are they organized, like I said, in their interview questions?
What is it saying to you if there is a virtual meeting and they're not in attendance? Because virtual meetings are essentially so easy, to pop up on. If they're not showing up to a virtual meeting,
are they late?
Bad is the organization?
Yeah, are they late?
Are they late for a virtual meeting?
Or, they look disarray. Those are all signs. Or, they seem panicked when they get on and start talking and seem unfocused. Then, those are, I wouldn't say that's a bad sign because they could be transitioning from one virtual world to the next. But what I will say is it is something that you want to keep and consider. Mm-hmm. And one thing doesn't cause the whole culture to go bad.
Right.
But when you start seeing trends, then that's when you want to start assessing, is this the right place for you?
Right. Gotcha. So pay attention to your surroundings. So in conclusion, emphasize the importance of company culture and how it impacts job satisfaction. Reference statistics like in a couple of online resources to preference a positive work culture over salary.
Absolutely.
And highlight the impact of toxic work culture as indicated in some very important standard setting bodies, if you will, and stress the significance of thorough research before accepting a job offer to ensure cultural fit.
Yeah, those are all things just to consider. I mean, these are some secrets that we just wanted to share with you, our viewers, and give you just some of the things that we have from our decades of experience as executives in organization, managing thousands of people and really studying this through our doctoral program. These are all some of the things that we learned and just want to share with you. So as we were growing, be able to share with you so you can grow and use some of these techniques. So some of these techniques work for you, let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, it's just as important to know who you're going to work for, why you're working for them, and who you as a person will fit into the next opportunity that you're seeking.
Yeah. The culture is the most critical thing.
Culture is very important.
Without a great culture, you won't get the support you need to be successful. So you have to, kind of work it alone. And sometimes that's great for some people, sometimes it's not. And you have to know who you are.
Right.
To know if it's great for you. So anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this conversation. Again, we are focused on professional development, and we really want to reach out to people like ourselves to help assist with some basic tips and techniques that we use to achieve our goals and reach different heights in our own careers. And we look forward to hearing from people in the audience or any of our viewers to contact us and give your own experience about how you best navigate your career and what are some of your goals and some of the obstacles that you experience. So again, I'm Dr. C with the 2 Doc Mind.
And I'm Dr. J.
And we are so looking forward to hearing from you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we look to see you in the future.
Thank you.